How will God of War Ragnarok end? A question we will get the answer to in a few short weeks when the game releases. But this is something I've been thinking about endlessly ever since Cory Barlog said that this would be the end of the Norse saga of God of War. Immediately fans like me thought, okay, so that means there will be more sagas like the Egyptian saga or Japanese saga, like on that shrine panel in Tyr's temple? And well, I have to say, that has been my belief too. It is my belief that not only will Kratos go to another faraway land and begin a whole new journey, because Kratos has become a PlayStation mascot now, but that all of the sagas will be connected and have deep reasons for being in all of them. I have to warn you guys, usually my theory videos are quite strong with evidence of how things are going to work with X, Y, and Z. While I have dug up and made one really cool connection that gives me an idea of how I think the game will end and how Kratos will leave the Norse realm, the rest of it are my gut feelings and my thoughts on reasons on how he could leave. And because of that, I'd like to hear from you guys your thoughts on how you think it could go down after you hear my findings. My name is Eddie, and if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel for more God of War content. The game is so close now. I'm so excited. Okay, let me show you guys what I found. So do you guys remember Tharmor the Giant? He is the giant lying dead in Midgard whose body we climb and break a bit off his chisel. Well, he was killed by Thor one day by knocking Tharmor hard with his giant killing weapon Mjolnir and landing him headfirst on his own chisel where he laid until the 2018 game. Well, in the game we are simply told that he landed in a very unimportant area of Midgard and then let out a gust of cold air with his dying breath, freezing the area around him. Well, it turns out the area that he landed was a port, and I believe it's going to be very important to the end of this game. It was a port called Njordholm, and the God of War Lore and Legends book describes it as a busy port town famous for its devotion to the Vanir god Njord, for whom it was named. Njord, for those of you guys that don't know, is Freya's father. It was also said that Njord loved to visit Njordholm to feast and drink in the great banqueting halls with his worshippers. This, of course, was before Tharmor's body crushed the port village buildings and froze the surrounding area. Now, that's all that's said about Njordholm in the God of War Lore and Legends book, and if you try to search for more information on Njordholm, you curiously can't find anything. And I really mean nothing. There isn't anything in Norse mythology about this port. No mention in any ebooks other than the Lore and Legends book. You don't even get a God of War wiki page about it, which means this town was made up entirely by the creators of the game. One of those things that was made up specifically for God of War and not part of Norse mythology. Thus meaning it was put there in the lore for a reason. So it can be set up for something big in the future. That's the only logical explanation. Or you're saying that the creators of God of War just made up a town to put under a dead giant that no one would see anyway. No. This town is going to be the last thing we see of God of War Ragnarok. I promise you. Let me explain some more. So on the road to Ragnarok, I've been streaming me playing God of War 2018 for the I don't know how manyth time. And this time, while traveling through the frozen area near Tharmor's body, I noticed a mural on one of the walls. A mural I had also seen on the very first page of the Norse lore chapter in the Lore and Legends book of God of War. But it was just there in the book with no associating text. There was text around it, but nothing to do with this mural. Something I found curious at the time, but I just kept going. But looking back on it, I think, just like this village, it was put there on purpose. This is the mural that I saw in the book. It is a mural of what appears to be a ship sailing across the world with various icons littered around it. The bottom half of the mural appears to have Norse symbols and a few characters from Norse mythology, like Freya's shape-shifting boar friend Hildisvini, and the stag guardian of Jotunheim that we see in the mountain in Midgard, Doraprov, probably butchered that one, which to me indicates that this is the Norse lands at the bottom and the part above it is outside of those Norse lands, where the boat is traveling to. That might not sound too interesting unless you think about the only other time we have ever seen anything related to travels, and specifically traveling by boat. That's right, the tapestry on the way down into Tyr's vault that shows Tyr traveling to other pantheons via boat. I believe that this port is the main port in and out of the Norse land lands, and while others just use it as a fishing or a trade port perhaps, Tyr used it to set sail around the world to the land of the Greeks, to the land of the Egyptians, and so on. And this is where I think the end of God of War Ragnarok will take place. I think that this is how our Spartan warrior's story continues. He gets on a boat to leave the Norse lands and on to his next adventure. That's the reason this port was invented by the creators of God of War. That's the reason why the World Serpent dropped Kratos and Atreus at the site of the dead giant, because Freya would take control of Thalmor's body, lifting him up off of the town, revealing it for the next game. Kratos even questioned why Jormungandr dropped them there.
The dead giant. Why would the serpent leave us here?
And if you watch my theory video about who blew the horn, who gave Jormungandr the idea to drop Kratos and Atreus at the site of Thalmor's corpse? The only person who could have spoken to the World Serpent, Agraboda, because she knows what needs to be done in the future and knew Freya would use her Sedir magic to lift the corpse off the town, revealing the port. It's all connected. Do you see it, guys? Are you as excited as I am here? I feel like a treasure hunter that's just uncovered the world's greatest treasure right here. Okay, that's the part of the video with my evidence and the dots that I've connected. There is still the question, however, why would Kratos leave the Norse realms after spending 2 games with his son, building such a strong bond? And honestly, from here on out, it's all guesswork from me. So I would like you guys to write down in the comment section what you think the reason could be. I've thought that maybe something happens to either Faye or Atreus, and he needs to go to another pantheon to retrieve something. Maybe Tyr tells him of a god on another land that could help save his wife or son. Maybe my previous theory on Faye coming back to life in Ragnarok is wrong and she's still trapped and he needs to travel somewhere to save her specifically. Or possibly, after Kratos found out that Faye technically manipulated him, even if they were still in love, technically manipulated him in bringing him to the Norse lands to have him defeat the Aesir gods for the giants, he feels betrayed and abandons Atreus and Faye. Or maybe Atreus dies in Ragnarok, leaving Kratos again with nothing after feeling love again after such a long time. So many compelling reasons that I could see happening, and I can't wait to see which route Sony Santa Monica take when the game launches soon. I'm really looking forward to seeing what you guys say in the comment section, what reason you think Kratos could have to leaving, if you think that my theory is correct that he is going to be leaving to another pantheon at the end of this game. I hope you guys all enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think about the theory, and I'll catch you guys all in the next one, boys. See you later.